Hola yogis, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos a la yoga. Hoy vamos a practicar yoga en español. Sí. April Fools. I'm just kidding. I will not be teaching in Spanish. But my dog does respond to Spanish commands, so it's kind of funny. He just got up. Let's see. Siéntate. Siéntate. Oh, good boy. Well, welcome to practice. Today I'm going to be guiding us through a hip opening class, and this will be my first time also trying to practice with my dog here. So once I get him settled in, we will get started. April Fools. What a time to be alive. So to start class today, go ahead and crisscross your legs, come into a seat just like I am here. And when you are all settled in, we remove all distractions to the best that we can. So creature comforts are often a great way for you to target what truly brings value to you on the mat, right? If you'd like to use a pillow as a prop, a block, your water, your coffee, your dog, your kids, go ahead and consider what's going to work for you in your practice today. Thank you for joining me. Turn your palms face up, lean back in your seat. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Another breath in, your first conscious breath of the day. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. I need to learn how to edit this out of the video, guys. Come on, come on. I guess part of my April Fools was also that we were going to be practicing with my dog. Palms face up. Lean back in your seat. Breath in, we arrive. Living, breathing yoga. Here it is. Open mouth. Exhale. I'll meet you in a tabletop pose. On the hands and knees. Once you're here, take a few barrel rolls, any free-form movement as you see fit. Cat and cows. You'll then start to stretch the soles of the feet, lightly kneading your toes into the mat. Check in and see if one foot feels tighter than the other. The beauty of this time with one another is that we haven't been driving or wearing heels or shoes the way that we used to, and so perhaps your feet are feeling pretty happy. Focus on them today. Come down to your forearms, nice wide palms. Drop the belly, lift the eyes, breathe in. Exhale, round the spine, look at the navel. Breath in, eyes up. Exhale, round the spine. Take two more at your pace. You've got wide starfish palms on the floor. You have to use your pinkies as much as your thumbs. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Tuck your toes, hover your knees off of the mat about an inch to fire up the core. Unclench your teeth, we hover. Then step your feet back as if you're in a forearm-like plank to lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. We're in cobra pose here. Let's say this is too intense for your low back. You're going to shimmy yourself down and give yourself some more space. And if you need more sensation, get a bit closer to your biceps. Toes are untucked, chin up, breathe in. Chin down on the exhale. You're going to have to unclench your backside. You've got a few rounds of breath to try it out. Let's find a neutral gaze. Eyes will look before you. Open your arms wide like a T, and we'll come down onto the stomach. Let one cheek rest to the side. You're gonna bend at your knees and lightly windshield wiper and swivel your legs. Trust your intuition here. You do not need to crane your neck to see what's going on. Just listen to the cues. Switch out the cheeks, look the other way, and set your feet down to the mat. Feel your belly press into the floor when you take your exhales. Arrive onto your chin. Let's fly the arms off of the floor. You'll inhale to pick the arms up and take flight. Looking down at the mat. If you need a little more support, use your fingertips. Press into the tops of your feet. 3, 2, and 1. Exhales to touch down. Again, breath in, lift up, take the hands off of the mat. Your back of the neck is nice and long. Your eyebrows and forehead are soft. 3, 2, and 1. Exhales to touch down. Go ahead and bring your left leg into a one-legged frog. Inside arch of your foot goes into the floor. Some of you like to stay on your forearms or your elbows if you need a bit more support. Those of you ready to head on down, rest your cheek, rest the leg. And then you're allowed to change your mind in your yoga practice. If you need more sensation, you're gonna inch your leg up a bit higher. If you need less, just push your foot a bit further away or take a little bend in your knee. We're hanging out. Your left leg is staying in frog pose, but your right leg has some action to take. You're going to bend at your right knee, point your toe up to the sky, breathe in. As you exhale, lower your foot down to the mat. Twice more, inhale. Foot down, breath out. Imagine your heel diving into the glute. And exhales to touch down. You'll release your frog leg as you see fit, and we're gonna take a little flow in between before switching sides. So arrive onto your hands, use the knees if you need, high plank, inhale, low plank as you exhale. Take your chaturanga to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, nice and easy. Pedal out the heels. Fingertips activated, drop down to your knees. Before we travel to the belly, turn your middle fingers in towards one another. As you exhale, diamond push up. Your elbows flare out to the sides. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, diamond. Once more, breathe in. Exhale, lower halfway. Hold here, really tight navel. 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the arms, bring them back to center, and gingerly we will lower ourselves down for your frog leg on the right side. I have a nice squishy comforter underneath me because I knew that I'd be taking these poses. So if you need a blanket underneath you, I highly suggest. It will take all of those aches and pains out of your practice. Let's head on down. One-legged frog. In these moments of idle time, if your mind is thinking you're in idle time, it's because you need to focus on your pranayama. So deep breath in and out through the nose is the way to go here. That's why we're aligning breath to movement. We are undistracted. Breath in, bend at your left knee. As you exhale, foot down to the floor. Breath in, knee bends. Your hip is still pressed into the floor. Exhales to touch down. Last one, breath in, toe points. Exhale, foot down to the floor. Release your frog leg, slide it out nice and long. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Bhujangasana. Press into the hands, peel your chest off the mat. Lightly sway side to side. Another variation of cobra as you squeeze your elbows into one another. High plank pose. Challenge yourself. Take an inhale. Low plank as you breathe out. Upward facing dog. Breath is in. Downward facing dog as you exhale. If you're adapting your down dog with your knees on the mat, you would be in a tabletop pose and not giving yourself a hard time about it, as you must find a pose that suits your needs best. Downward facing dogs, let's travel to a forward fold. Step or hop to the top of your mat, Uttanasana. For this first round, let's really let the head go. Get any wiggles out you might need to take. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Forward fold as you exhale. Arms sweep overhead, breath is in. Hands to heart center as you exhale. Arms sweep overhead. Let's take a nice swivel here. Draw your halo in the sky. And switch directions. I'll meet you with the arms overhead, extended mountain pose. Take a forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift, pranayama in. Exhale, pranayama out. Find your high plank pose. Drop your right knee down to the floor. We're taking our side plank with the knee on the mat. Left hand nice and high. Start here. Chin is starting to look up towards the sky. Use all your fingertips on the floor and give your hips a little extra push before we head down to the mat. Hand plants down to the floor and we set up for success. Switch sides. Left knee on the mat, right hand nice and high. Side plank, Vashisthasana. Your foot is gently sealed down to the floor. May you suction cup your foot to the mat as you exhale. Hand down to the mat. Find your high plank pose. Breathe in. Low plank as you exhale. And stay in your upward facing dog. Nice wide palms. Look over either shoulder. Switch sides. Tabletop pose. I'll see you on the hands and knees. Right leg extends out nice and long. Flex your toe to the floor. When you breathe out, you'll tap your foot to the left corner of your mat. Breath in to center. Exhale, foot down. Once more, power of 3 today. Exhale to touch down. Then Inhale, bend at your knee, and we're dropping into cow-faced pose, Gomukhasana. You'll take a seat. If you need a different way to enter this pose, go ahead and start in a crisscross applesauce. Your right leg will come first, and then your left leg will cross on top. As you keep going, we've got cow-faced. We must take closed hip poses as much as open hip poses when we work on our hip openers. Lean back, inhale. Fold forward on your exhale. Start with your chin in towards the chest, then we proceed. We add in breath to movement. Start with a straight spine. Let your hands gently rest by the sides. Inhale, chin lift. Exhale, chin down. Inhale, chin lift. Exhale, chin down. Arms sweep overhead. We hold here. Nice and easy gaze. You must soften your eyes. We take the strain out of the face best we can throughout our practice. Out of the pose we go. As you see fit, find that tabletop-like stance. Right leg will extend out nice and long. As you exhale, knee down to the floor, child's pose, Balasana. You're still in child's pose. Unclench your belly. Stomach is soft. Crawl your hands over to one side of your mat. Take a side stretch. Spend a moment in the middle. Crawl back to center. Keep your hips in place. The only thing moving is your torso as you head on over to the left side. Back to center we go. Find yourself on the hands and knees. Knees will come a bit closer together. Left leg nice and long. Three-legged. As you exhale, toe taps to the right side of the mat. Inhale, leg long. Exhale, take a tap. Breath in, leg long. Hold, toe to the floor. Gentle bend in the knees, cow-faced pose. I'll see you there. We're mimicking the same depth that we took on the other side. Check in with your sits bones. They are both on the floor, both cheeks on the mat. If this is plenty of sensation, hang tight. As you exhale, you'll forward fold, chin in towards the chest. We sit up tall, hands nice and easy, proud to be here as you lean back, chin up on the inhale, chin down on the exhale. Breath in, chin lifts. Exhale, chin down. Last one, take it away. Arms sweep overhead. Palms face one another. Relax the shoulders. Lean back. Not all of your weight in the knees. 3, 2, and 1. We release the pose. Find your tabletop. Hands and knees. Give yourself a wiggle of the hips. Puppy pose. Knees will stay here. Arms will walk out in front of you. If your forehead is too far away, grab your prop, slide it underneath ya. I'll see you in puppy. Any movement's welcome. Wag the tail, use the palms, and open mouth breaths here. Out of your puppy pose, return to the present moment, the sound of your breath. As you stick your right leg out nice and long, you'll take a breath in. Foot kicks off to the right as you breathe out. And you're going to seal your foot down and come into Padikasana, gate pose. Arms sweep overhead. Side stretch. We've taken this before. Left hand on the floor. Right hand nice and high. Seal the foot down. Breath to movement. Chin down to the floor. Breathe out. Chin up to the sky. Breathe in. Chin down. Lift your right leg off the floor, bend at your knee, and start to reach behind you. If you have your ankle, kick it back. Jut those hips towards the front of the room. Activate your fingertips on the floor. Look down at your hand. Release your bind. We meet with the arms up and overhead. Take a breath in. Arms wide like a T. As you exhale. We're going to be bending into the right leg. Think warrior 2, but on the left knee. So arms nice and wide. Any movement you might need. If you're feeling fatigue, just drop your hands to heart center. You're working towards arms wide. Inhale. Reverse your warrior. Right hand high. Lead with the right hand, extended side angle, left hand reaches. 3, 2, and 1. Back to center we go. Warrior 2s. Straighten your right leg. Turn that toe to the front of the room, and we'll take our one-legged puppy. Right leg stays here. I like to come down to my forearms, but full expression is always welcome. Soften the jaw. Swish around some of your spiritual mouthwash. Get the jaw flowing. Get the tension out of your face. No one can see you. Get all those weird movements going on. We have a lot of tension in our face to get rid of today. Travel to your hands. Bring your right knee to the floor. Tabletops. Take a round of cat and cow. From your tabletop, left leg long, inhale. Leg to the left, breathe out. Seal the foot down, gate pose. Breathe in, arms sweep overhead, Padikasana. Right hand drops down to the floor, side stretch. Inhale, left hand nice and high. What to do with your back foot, your right foot? Toe is untucked. Press the top of your foot into the floor, look up, breathe in. Look down, breathe out. Twice more. Looking up first, lift your left leg off of the floor, bend at the knee, reach for the ankle, roll your left shoulder back. Not just the wrist, use the fingertips. 3, 2, and 1. Release the foot, look down so you know where you're going. On the inhale, arms sweep overhead, arms wide like a T as you exhale. Let's get the left foot into our warrior 2. Eyes over your left middle finger, breathe in. Reverse your warrior, left hand high. Back to center, breathe in. Extended side angle, look at the sky. 3, 2, and 1. Back to center, arms overhead, straighten the leg, and let's bring hands down to the mat for our one-legged puppy. Settle on in, gentle with the knees. I know it might feel like all of your weight is in the right knee, but we need to even out the weight in both legs. So redistribute your weight on the forearms and how you use your belly to feel even. Strive for symmetry. Unclench the face. 3, 2, we release the pose. Come onto the hands first, then bend at your knee, find your tabletop pose. Take any wiggles. We'll take a seat in hero's pose. You'll drop down to your heels. If this is too sensational for you, slip your block, your pillows, what have you, underneath you as you straddle your prop. Otherwise, you are sitting on your feet and your toes are not overlapped on top of one another. So keep your toes socially distanced, and then we're gonna meet with your palms down to your lap and your eyes down to the floor. And as you inhale, chin looks up. Exhale, chin down. Twice more. Breathe in. Chin down. Exhale. Embryo pose. Hug into a tight pod. Reach for your feet. Drop your head down to the floor. We plant a seed of change today. Find your tight ball. Feel your belly press up against your thighs. We must recirculate the legs gently out of your embryo. Find your tabletop. If you need a little flow in between, let's take it. Breath in, high plank, low plank, exhale. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog as you exhale. From your downward facing dog, you're going to widen your stance a bit and then drop down to your knees. For our full expression of frog, you're going to go ahead and walk your knees as wide as you can. You are feeling sensation, yes, but not pain. Lightly hinge forward and back to find your sweet spot. Some of you like to lie on your belly. I'm going to stay on my forearms for now. Let's say you have your hands in a basket. It needs to be a gentle one. Grip of life with your hands. Neck lets go. Let's hang out. Frog. Take the dip out of your low back so that there's no saddle going on. If you're unsure, it's a little flattening of your tailbone. It's a little thrust towards the floor to keep your spine nice and accountable. If you're practicing with a yogi friend right now, take a look over to the left or to the right and say hello to your Omi, and also check out their alignment. How's their back doing? You are your best teacher. Look to the other side. Maybe practice in front of a mirror one of these days at home. 3, 2, and 1. Just like that, we're out of the pose. Use your hands gently, gently. Tabletops. Take your wiggles. Check in. And I'll meet you in Sukhasana. Crisscross your legs, and as soon as you settle in, switch out the legs. The one that we do not favor. Arms sweep overhead, you'll hold, palms face one another. 3, 2, and 1. Left hand down to the floor, right eyes to the sky. Center. We hold 3 rounds of breath. Lean back in your seat. Exhales, right hand down, left hand nice and high. 3, 2, and 1. Back to center, arms overhead. Let's bow forward, head down to the floor. Option to crawl to one side, so long as your back side is staying on the floor. Head drops down towards the knee. Where can you soften? Crawl back to center, gentle yogis. Switch sides on the exhale. Start in the middle, crawl back to center. We meet in our seat, graceful. You're gonna need a pillow, bolster, or block for our next pose here with one another. So go ahead and grab your prop and you'll meet me on your spine in a supported bridge. Sometimes you think of exactly what you want to say with your mind, but the word escapes you. We've all been there. So you've got your block. You're slipping it underneath your backside for supported bridge. We're gonna take the legs out nice and long. Other ways to get into the pose, you can head down to the spine first, then press into the feet. Your goal is to have your feet open like a book. So extend the legs out long, see how you feel here. If you are in pain in your low back, I would stay with the soles of your feet on the floor here before you proceed. Nice wide starfish legs. May you feel your groin start to open, and then your palms will turn face up. Then lift the head, chin in towards the chest. Reset your head back down to the floor. May you embrace the sounds that surround you. May you accept your life as it is so that you can move forward and know that you are fully capable, fully ready and prepared, heart open to accept the challenges that come our way. We ask for acceptance and we give ourselves permission. Unclench your stomach. You have 3 rounds of breath to go here. Onto the soles of your feet. Let's get that block out of the way. Press into your feet. Once the block has been removed, knees in towards your chest, lightly sway side to side. You're going to start with legs up the wall, and I'm going to turn so that you can see me and what I'm up to. Make yourself comfortable, Viparita Karani. You may also hold on to the back of your legs or use a strap, a dish towel to hold and use a very lovely home prop. We build on. Cross your right leg over your left, bend at your knees, and then hold on to what you can, your shins or your ankles. We build on. Chin rounds in towards the chest. Hug yourself into a tight pod. 3, 2, 1. Head down to the mat. Release the legs, untangle them, find your legs up the wall, and take a few pedals. Find stillness. May your low back be sealed to the floor. Left leg crosses over the right. Bend at your knees. Reach for what you can. We build on, chin in towards the chest, give yourself a hug. Elbows in tight, think chaturanga arms here. 3, 2, and 1. Head down to the floor. Untangle the legs, no rush. Then pedal the legs. Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together. Set them down to the floor. Knees are nice and wide. Palms turn face up. As you inhale, chin lifts in towards the chest. Pick the head off the mat. Reset the head back down. Enjoy stillness. Bring your hands hands onto the back of your head. Lift your head off of the mat. Let your arms do the work for you. Your head is relaxed. Your neck is relaxed. As you lightly rock your head side to side. Massage the neck. You'll meet in the middle first. Light lift. Breathe in. Head down to the mat. Arms can stay in this interlaced position like you're lying at the beach. Keep your head on the back of your hands. Bring your knees together to touch. And hug your knees a little into the chest. Stay here. Keep lowering yourself further into the floor. The floor is holding you, is one of the good analogies to think of. You're heavy. You have nothing to hold on to as you sink like a stone. Elbows into the knees. Give yourself a tight squeeze. If your elbows and knees can touch one another, hold here. Thank yourself for your discipline of arriving onto the mat. As you burst open, release your bind, find your sacred Shavasana. Return to consciousness. Take a full body stretch. Good morning. Knees hug in towards the chest. Fetal pose, right side of the mat. Guide yourself into a seat. Legs will crisscross. Sukhasana. Start to roll the head. Switch directions. Find stillness. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let's Om. Big breath in. The light and teacher in me is so honored to guide you as we bow forward. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. As I also thank you for being patient and enjoying the first start of our class with one another. May you always be able to embrace what lies before you with your yogic philosophy and mindset, so that you can apply compassion and understanding and patience to all of these areas in our lives that really need them the most. So thank you, great work, and I will see you soon.